Hey, how's it going? Today is the release of Varlamore Part 2. It's been out for like 8 hours as I'm recording this, and the thing that I've been most excited for, and the only thing I've even tried so far yet in Part 2, has been the Herblore minigame called Mastering Mixology, and as you should already know, that's what this video is going to be about. And keep in mind, since this literally just came out, everything in this video is going to be subject to change, and in fact a lot of things probably will change over the coming weeks, like they might make the minigame faster or easier. I'm sure there's going to be RuneLite plugins added eventually that of course don't exist now. So if you're watching this in the future months, just type Herblore into the plugin hub and find the plugin for this, or it might be called like Mixology, something like that, and I'm sure it'll be in here just to future-proof this video. The requirements for the minigame, you're going to want at least 60 Herblore, but the higher the better, so you'll be able to make more of the potions. You're going to need to bring your own herbs to the minigame, but you do not have to bring in any secondaries. There are 4 new quests that came out with Varlamore Part 2, but to do Mixology, there is no quest requirement. Now, how do we get there? There's a new fairy ring code. It is CKQ. And it's going to say invalid location, but it is not actually invalid because it's going to take you to the new island of Aldarin, which is just off the coast of Varlamore. And to get to the minigame, it's not too far of a run, just a little bit east and a little bit south, and you can see the minigame icon on the minimap, the little red thing. And there's a staircase that we're going to go down, so climb down there. And once we get down, this is the new mixology place, and there's a lot of people trying it out. I'm going to take this one step at a time because, especially since there's not a lot of info out there, the wiki is pretty skeletal at the moment. There's not really too much in the way of in-depth guides out there. It was very confusing for me to learn, but once I figured it out, the ball got rolling pretty quickly, and it's really not bad at all once you see how this works. There's 3 kinds of pastes that you use to play this minigame. There's Mox, Lye, and Aga. And if you take a look over here on the wiki, it'll tell you how much Mox, Lye, and Aga you get based on what type of herb that you put into the refiner. You are going to need a lot of each type, and if you're a main account, just sort by GP per quantity, and you'll find the cheapest one. But if you're an Iron Man, it's a bit different, of course, because you want to utilize the herbs that are like the least useful to you, but you also get the most out of them. I'll go through the 3 different types though for Iron Man to figure out which may be the best for you. For the Mox, it doesn't really matter too much because you're really not going to have use for any of these herbs. I think Arit was originally supposed to be Mox, but they changed it unexpectedly to Aga, but maybe they'll change it to Mox. I don't know if that was on purpose or a mistake. For Lye, personally, based on the amount of herbs and the types I have, I would not use Ranarr or Toadflax or Snapdragon, maybe Quarm, but I've been using Aventos personally because I just have way too much excess of them. And for the last one, Aga, I've personally been using Dwarfweed. Even though you get so many Arits on an Iron Man, it's just I'll eventually use the Arits because the secondaries are so easy to get, but with Dwarfweed, the secondary Wines of Zamorak, I will never get the amount of Wines of Zamorak to meet the 13k Dwarfweeds that I have, so I've been using Dwarfweeds for that one. Now, how do you make these into the pastes? We're going to take out an inventory of the Guams, click on the refiner, and it's gonna automatically do it. Or if you want to speed it up, you can spam click on this to do it once per game tick, but personally, I feel like I'm the type that would save this for my AFK time when I just want to chill. At the end of the day though, there's maybe not necessarily a right or a wrong answer for which type of herb to use. It is pretty subjective to the individual. Unless you're an Iron Man using Ranarrs, then you probably don't want to do that. But for the most part, use whichever works best for you. And once you're happy with the 3 different types of the paste, you're going to run up here, and this is where the minigame really starts. You're going to deposit into the hopper. You can see the amounts I already have in there. It's not a lot, but I can't put much in because the cap is 300. I'm wondering if that's going to change in the future to let you store like unlimited or 10k or something higher than 300. Let's run around to the mixer though, because we have a potion order to fulfill. We're going to make this first one Liplac Liquor. There's 3 different levers here, the Lye, Aga, and Mox, and to see this easier, I'm going to mark and label the tiles. So I'll mark these 3, and then for the Lye, I'm going to label that L. Next one, Aga, I'm going to label that A, and for Mox, going to label that M. And I assume that probably in the future when there's a RuneLite plugin, they're going to do all this for you, and it'll probably just tell you which lever to click on how many times. But for now, we have to suffer the old-fashioned way. Each potion you make requires 30 paste total, and it's 3 sets of 10. So you have to figure out which 3 types of paste that you're going to use, and the type of paste that you use is in the name. Liplac Liquor, or LLL. It's in the name right there, so we're going to click LLL. This is all set up, and then to collect the potion, you're going to take from this mixing vessel, and now you have your potion. But there's one more step that you have to do, because this is considered like an unfinished potion, and the final step you do to finish it is use one of these 3 tables, and the table that you use is going to be different every time. It depends on this symbol right here next to the name. If you hover over it, you can see it says homogeneous, and when you right click all these, you'll see this one says homogenize. So we're going to click on the table, we're going to wait around for it to finish. There's ways to speed this up, I'll talk about that later, but we'll just wait for this to finish. It finishes the potion, you fulfill the order, you get the XP, and you get the reward, the currency that you spend in the shop. I like that it hovers over here, that looks cool. A herb, oh, I actually haven't even been able to do this yet. An herb has, let me mark this. So if you collect, wait, where is it? Did I miss it already? Yeah, I looked back at the clip and I did miss it. That appeared and went away so fast. I can't believe it. I was trying to tag it so that'd be easier to see in the future, but well, the plugin will probably eventually show that. But the thing that appeared, that is a grown digweed, and there's one in each corner, so there's 4 of them total where it can appear, and every once in a while one will spawn. And according to the wiki, you can use it on any potion in Mixology, and it will double the reward that you get from depositing it. So you definitely want to collect those, because using one of these digweeds would be the same as making a potion. I haven't spent too much time doing Mixology yet, but that was the first one I saw, and I have seen reports on Reddit of people saying that it takes a long time, like they only see like 4 per hour. So maybe in the future they'll spawn more often, possibly. Digweed, you're darn right I do. Wait, no, I got a better one. Digweed, yeah, I dig weed and I eat it. You can pick any of these 3 potions to make, it doesn't matter, but whenever you deposit a potion, all 3 of the orders will change to something different, so you really can just make one at a time. Maybe that'll change in the future, but that's how it works right now. So for the next one, we'll do another one together. We'll do Mega Light Liquid, which would be MLL. We're going to go up here and take from the mixing vessel, and then we'll hover over it to see that you go to the crystallized table, which is over here. And eventually, once you do enough potions, you won't even have to hover over this. You'll already know which one is for which. But as you're getting started, you're probably going to be hovering over these a lot. Make the potion, put it on the conveyor belt, and all 3 of these will change to something different. It is pretty weird that there's 3 potions on the list here, but you could only make one of them on this list before the whole list changes. Like, I'll make the AAM for this first one, collect. It'd be nice if I could then come straight back to this table and then make the MMA one, and then collect that, then make the third one, and then do all 3 of the potions on the table, then turn all 3 in order when I go to the conveyor belt. But unfortunately it does not work that way, and it's, I don't know, it just seems really weird to me that this is how it works. If you are ever confused about the names of the potions and which one to use, because there are a couple that are kind of weird, like there's one that stood out to me. Oh, the Alco Augmentator. That one is AAA. Well, there's not really much of an indicator that this would be AAA. It almost seems like AAM, but it's not. It is AAA. The way I've been remembering it is like Alco is like alcohol, then I think of an AA meeting, so it's like AA for the alcohol and then A for Augmentator, so that's AAA. So if you are ever confused, you could either grab this book or you can have the wiki up on the side with the list on the Mastering Mixology page. It doesn't matter if you want to leave this in your inventory though, because as you can see, inventory space is not an issue here whatsoever. For each of these 3 tables, there is a way to speed them up, and the easiest one, we'll start with this one, the concentrate table. This one you speed up just by clicking. You can click once per tick. That will speed it up to get done a bit faster. The next one is going to be the agitator table, and I'm looking at the wiki. I haven't even tried this one yet because it looks, the other 2 seem kind of annoying to do, but it says the agitator should be clicked once to begin, then once again within 1 tick of the sound/visual effect. So let's try this. Maybe I'll turn the game sounds on so you can hear as well. Oh, wait. That just like reset it when I click that. What? Wait, am I doing it wrong? There we go, I did it that time. So with that one, you gotta click really fast, like the moment the sound happens. And for the final one, the alembic table, the wiki says it should be clicked once to begin, and when the player has pumped exactly 5 times, click again to speed it up. But if you click too early, you can still get the bonus if you click after 7 pumps. This one also has a sound and a visual cue to tell you when to do it, so let's see. Dang. I have to get better at this. I think I figured it out. You almost have to anticipate it happening. So like 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So like you gotta be clicking like the tick before the sound happens so that your character is doing it like on the tick of the sound. The visual cue for this Western table is there, but it's harder to see. If you look at the tubes, it gets like a bit brighter when it's time to click, but again, it's like you should have clicked already by the time you see it lighter. And same thing with the game sound, so it's kind of pointless. Something I want to show is that the order doesn't matter. So for this one, a Zooer or a mix, it should be AAM, but instead of AAM, what if I do AMA and I do it out of order? If I did it right, when I turn it in, I'll get 30 total reward points. If I did it wrong, I think I should get 10. But you could see I did get 30 total. I have a theory that's not listed on the wiki, but I think the timing for this table is the same as that table where it's like 5 actions. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's the same thing. The wiki just isn't updated properly yet. I'm gonna get it this time. I'm gonna get it. Yes, I got it. Okay, now we can see this in action. Dang, yeah, I've been here a while and that's my second time seeing one. Normally you get 30 total reward points. I should get 60. If I double it, drastically improves its quality. Yep, 40 and 20. Let's get into the rewards now. In terms of XP, you do get more XP per herb than you would from traditional herblore training, but you get way less XP per hour. I mean, the XP rates I've been seeing most people say has been like 20 to 25k, although some people that have like really gone efficient and optimized this are saying they're getting over 60k XP per hour, like 60 to 70k. But I think the average player is probably going to end up getting around 25k XP per hour doing casual, non-sweaty methods. So that's what it's like in terms of XP reward, but in terms of the actual rewards, well, we'll look at the collection log first. There's 7 new items on the collection log, and here is what the shop looks like. Along with the 7 items, there are some consumable things, like there's the potion packs. The Apprentice potion pack requires 60 Herblore, Adept requires 70, and Expert requires 85. Currently on day 1, I would not recommend buying these potion packs because the potions are just terrible. I mean, I saw this picture on Reddit. 20 minutes of the herb minigame, you get like something that's not even worth it. You may as well just save up for the actual useful items. Another non-collection log item is the Aldarium, and this is used to make the Goading potions, which is the aggression potions, and then prayer regeneration potions, which slowly restore your prayer over time. These prayer regeneration potions restore 1 prayer point every 12 ticks, so it takes 8 minutes for a whole dose to go through you, and it restores 66 prayer points total per dose. Compared to a regular prayer pot, where even at 99 prayer, if you have the prayer cape or holy wrench, it only gives you 33 per dose. But this, it sounds like it doesn't even matter what your prayer level is, and you're gonna get double of what the maximum possible that you can get is from a prayer pot per dose. To make this prayer regeneration potion, Aldarium is the secondary, whereas the main herb is Huasca, which is a new herb that was just added into the game with this update, and you can get seeds to plant these from the new boss called the Huicotl. And then the other potion that you can make with the new Aldarium secondary is the Goading potion, or the aggression potion. You use an unfinished Hairliner potion with the Aldarium to make this. It causes non-aggressive monsters within a 9x9 area, so that's going 4 tiles out in every direction. They'll be aggressive to you for 6 minutes per dose. I kind of want to make a video dedicated to the Goading potion in the future. I'm probably going to wait until it gets either cheaper or the minigame gets faster, because right now I'd end up using a lot of doses for the video and it would take a long time to get all those doses. It is tradable, so I could do it on my main, but there's no rush. I don't think this potion's gonna be very accessible to the average player for a little bit anyways. And there's one more item in the shop, it's not on the collection log, which is the potion storage. This will unlock the ability to store potions in a separate area of the bank, meaning all the potions you have in your bank, 1, 2, 3, and 4 doses, will no longer take up bank space. It's gonna be a separate area that does not count towards your bank space being taken up. I use the inventory setups plugin for like everything I do. I have so many different setups, and normally when you click on this, it's supposed to open up your bank with all the items, but something broke with the bank today. I guess when they added the potion storage, they updated the bank interface, so now this plugin is not working for now, but hopefully it gets fixed pretty soon. At least the bank tag layouts are still working. But anyways, I was going to say that once you unlock the potion storage, it may be kind of funky with the inventory setups plugin. I don't know how that's going to work, but time will tell. Now, as for the collection log things, the first thing, the prescription goggles, these give you a 10% chance to save your secondary when you're making potions. Normally with the skilling outfits in the game that give you the XP boost, they have like 4 pieces for a full outfit. This isn't quite the same because it's not an XP boost, It is different, but it's also different in the fact that it's only one piece rather than a full outfit. And so these other three pieces, the Alchemist lab coat, the Alchemist pants, and the Alchemist gloves, these are purely cosmetic and you do not need these to get the effect from the prescription goggles. This is really the important thing that you want to get. I like the description for the lab coat though, grants the wearer plus 10 IQ. Next up we have the Reagent pouch. I don't even know if there's any in the game at the moment because it's so expensive, so the wiki may not have like too much info about it, but it does say that it holds up to 26 of each Herblore secondary ingredient, which has two very nice use cases. The first is when you're going around collecting your secondaries, you could essentially do 2 inventories at once before you bank. And the second use case for the Regent's pouch, which it does not say on the wiki yet, but it does say in this news post, is that the secondaries inside the Regent's pouch will be used in creating potions. So I assume that means you'll be able to use the unfinished potion on the pouch, which is pretty huge because right now most potions you can only make 14 at a time. You have the 14 unfinished potions and 14 secondaries, and the only potions where you can make 27 at a time is if the secondary is stackable, like making stamina potions with amylase. But this sounds like any potion you'll now be able to make 26 at a time, even if the secondary isn't stackable, because now you just withdraw them into the Regent pouch. The next thing we have is a pre-pot device. You can assemble it with up to 5 different potions that you'll be able to consume at once, but you will only be able to use it within a bank or next to a bank chest. You can either use potions on the device, or you can set it up via the bank loadout interface, which I assume is probably pretty similar to how the rune pouch layout looks in the bank. You can save up to 4 different loadouts, and keep in mind the order that you set up the potions in the pre-pot device does matter, so you will want to set up the brews before super restores. Out of the things that are on the collection log, at least, I believe this is the only one that is tradable, although with it having only been out for like 11 hours at this point, I don't think there'd be a single one in the game. I don't think that'd be possible even at max efficiency. Imagine how much GP the first one of these is going to sell for though. That's going to be wild. Imagine being the guy that buys this for 1 bill or something on day of release, and then months down the line it's worth like nothing compared to that. Okay, and then the last thing that we have is the Alchemist's amulet. This is like a rechargeable amulet of chemistry, so you don't have to keep on changing out the amulet of chemistry. If you don't know how the amulet of chemistry works, it gives you a 5% chance to give you an extra dose. So when you're making a 3-dose potion, you get a 4-dose potion instead. And each amulet of chemistry comes with 5 charges. But with the amulets of chemistry, you can now use them on the Alchemist amulet to charge this thing up. And instead of getting 5 charges out of an amulet of chemistry, you'll now get 10 charges for each one, plus buying this will come with 50 free charges with it. So the perks of having this Alchemist's amulet is that you don't have to switch out the necklace every time one breaks with the amulet of chemistry. You're going to get double the amount of charges out of each amulet of chemistry. And one more perk is that instead of only a 5% chance to get the 4-dose potion, if you're wearing this, you get a 15% chance to make the 4-dose potion. So yeah, to summarize, the main 3 things that I would focus on getting would be the prescription goggles to save more secondaries, the Reagent's pouch to be able to make 26 potions at a time of any type of potion, and the Alchemist amulet to get more doses out of what you're making. Those are the things that I would say effectively saves you time/GP in the game. I mean, like the potion storage is nice too, but like it doesn't really change the gameplay or make anything more efficient. It's just a very nice thing to have. It's just very, very painful looking at the prices of these. I mean, you know, each potion you make, you get 30 total reward points out of it, and this one costs about 50k points total, which is a lot of potions. There's 2 sayings for when new content gets added to the game. There's either the abuse early, abuse often mantra, or there's the wait for the game to get easier mantra or mindset. And the general consensus on the Herblore minigame is that you should log out and wait for the game to get easier, both in terms of them speeding up. I feel like they'd be more likely, rather than speeding up the points per hour or the points per potion, I feel like they'd be more likely to reduce the cost of the rewards. And maybe if people do buy the rewards by the next game update, maybe they could refund people. It seems like a better way to do it than speeding up, and then all the people who are playing over the next week, they've wasted time and lost a lot more progress. Another benefit of waiting though, besides them potentially making the rewards cheaper, is also that there's probably gonna be RuneLite plugin or plugins added, and there's probably gonna be more quality of life things as well that, you know, could make it less click intensive or maybe allow you to make 3 potions per order. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you like and don't like about the minigame and what you'd want to see to improve on it in the next game update. Personally, I do like how the minigame works and runs, and I can see the use case for potential plugins to make it even more chill in the future, but the main broader things I would change, besides the niche micro efficiency type things I mentioned, would be cheaper rewards and then maybe doubling the XP, so it's like 50k for chillers and 100k for the optimizers. But again, overall, I do enjoy how the minigame itself works. I like the process that you have to go through to make the potions and turn them in. With all that said, thank you for watching, and I do hope this video helped you out and gives you an idea of how to do mixology and what to expect. Good luck with the Herblore training, and more importantly, I hope you enjoy Varlamore Part 2. It's not too often we get to experience these game expansions. It's kind of like being a child waking up on Christmas morning to a new skill or an update on RuneScape and not having a clue what's going on. So enjoy the moment and have fun.